So in the last video, we built an APU gaming powerhouse. And the world hasn't gotten any worse, right? I mean, GPUs aren't reaching $5,000.
All around me are familiar faces.
I mean, that's just a claim. That doesn't mean they're actually going in that direction.
What? What the fuck?
But those are just independent sellers on retail platforms. That's not the actual retail.
Work, please! What's your work? I wanna tell you, your mama ain't into me.
So we are pretty much screwed, right? We're screwed. So today we are talking about the salvation of gaming. Right here. This is the venerable, the legendary Power Color. Yes, you heard it correct. Power Color RX580. 8 gigabytes of VRAM. Wow. Can you see that? Well, pretty sweet. Pretty nice. I got, if you're gonna believe this, you're not gonna believe this. And I don't care if you believe this. I don't care if you believe this. I don't care if you believe this. I got 10 of these for $200. This is the cleanest one that I actually tested. The rest are so filthy that I have not touched them yet. But this one, I just took it apart and put new thermal paste on it, and it's a little dusty. It's not terrible, but it's doing okay. So let's get this baby in our APU machine and let's see what we can do, because we gotta get some better frames. We gotta get better frame rates, okay? And don't look at this stuff. Don't look at this stuff here, and you don't look at this stuff here, because this is a future project. We got some more inexpensive things, and don't worry about this guy here. But this is the project of today. Oh my goodness. Here we go. The rig is back. All right, so you can clearly see there is a GPU-shaped hole here. And we're gonna fill that hole with a Power Color RX580. I never had a 580 back in the day because I had a GTX 1080 Ti and it was still going strong in that time frame. We really didn't need to upgrade when you had a 1080 back then. And even now, there's not a whole lot of reason to upgrade off of a 1080 if you still have one. And all I'm saying is there's probably some 1080 videos coming in the future, because I have 3 1080s. Why? I don't know. I enjoy collecting hardware. It's just something I've always done. I worked at a e-waste facility, and over the years I would just snag stuff. I've got piles of these MSI H81Ms. You could get these for $5 back in the day. They are selling for MSRP nowadays, if you can believe that crap. Okay, so we got 1 terabyte hard drive. I'm just remembering what this abomination had in it. And then we've got this solid state 128. Let's get some VGA up in here. We need 8 pins of power. 8 pins for the mighty RX580. I'm trying to plug it in upside down. That's not good. I doubt anything bad would happen, but it's probably not good. Okay, so that's that. We're nice and secure. Also, if you notice in here, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Double camera angles for the win. You can't see? That's okay, I'll just point. So right here, I have put the memory in dual channel mode, because when I was messing around with our benchmarks with the APU, 24 gigabytes did absolutely nothing for this computer, and I knew it wouldn't. I just wanted to see number go big, you know? Sometimes you just want to see number go big. So I took the 16 gig sticks, or I'm sorry, 8 gig sticks, 16 in total, and I put them in dual channel mode because faster, goody, fast gamer action, okay? That's why I did that. I did that off camera. And I guess we could put the glass back on. I just don't want any of this cable management, or lack thereof, to get in the way of our fanage, which we might be okay. I've got some big projects in the works. I really like working on these hardware videos. I would have been like Tech Yes City back in the day if I had the time. Man, that dude. Is he still doing YouTube? I haven't watched him in years. He was kind of an odd one. I feel like he lives an alternative lifestyle, if you know what I mean. Okay, so we got this baby all buttoned up. Let's get some power into her, you know what I mean? Drive some power into her. I should probably get this away. This is a magnetic screwdriver. Should get it away from CPUs and some such nonsense. That's good. Boot priority is fine. I probably have to go into advanced mode. And then I need to go over to boot, and then I need to change CSM, compatibility support module. Put it in on mode, which allows it to do UEFI and legacy operation. So that'll work there. But so you can see here, we've got the A10 80 or 6700 with 16 gigs of DDR3, and it's running at 1600 megahertz. Yeah, and it thinks it is 2020 or 2011. Awesome. Okay, one thing about this machine that I believe is happening is the CMOS battery is cooked. So I believe it is not saving my settings. Okay, so let's get MSI Afterburner running so we can see what our shenanigans are. I've already got the drivers loaded up, and we're running on stock clocks and voltages and everything. So this is just what a base RX580 can do. Okay, let's get in here. This is Cyberpunk. You guys know what Cyberpunk's all about. Why is it running Intel Super Resolution? Okay, so we're getting around an average of 35 FPS I'm seeing. Our frame timings are not great. And you can see we're not really utilizing much of that RAM, which I'm glad we got rid of it and put it in dual channel mode. That might have sped things up a tiny bit. I would say this is fairly playable, but we'll drop it down to 720 after this and see what we get. Mind you, this is a very old AMD CPU doing this well. We're dropping a little bit down to 30 frames a second. If you were able to cap it around 30, I think that would be pretty nice. But you're seeing that the bottleneck is the CPU. So our average FPS is 38.7, and we are really bottlenecked by that CPU. Getting really choppy there. Coil whine's not too crazy loud. I remember hearing about these 580s coil whining like crazy. Okay, so our results are not much different. It looks worse. It plays about the same. Does anybody want to buy me a new monitor? Oh, lost signal. All right, now we're back. All right, let's go to the other heavy hitter here. Let's try Grand Theft Auto. Activation. Fuck you. DRM, dude. Like, you see this shit? I just got booted out of a game that I actually own. You know how many copies of this I own? Look at this. Grand Theft Auto, PS3. PS3, Xbox 360. I've got a copy on Xbox One that I lent out to a friend. Like, they have stopped me from playing this because I'm not connected to the internet. What a piece of shit company. Fuck you. All right, I guess we're not gonna be benchmarking that game. You know, I usually am not a fan of CD Projekt Red. I think they're actually turds because of their behavior with the launch of fucking Cyberpunk, but that game runs in offline mode. Grand Theft Auto doesn't. You know, I have so many copies of that. I bought it day one on release on PlayStation 3. And then my friend got it on Xbox, so he was like, can I play with you? I don't have a PlayStation. So then I bought it on Xbox, then I bought it on PC, then I bought it on Xbox One. Like, I have so many copies of this stupid ass game, and they can't even give me the courtesy of just letting it run in offline mode. Fuck you guys. Anyway, hope everybody's having a wonderful 2026. I had a great 2025. It was an amazing year for my company. It was our first real year of being in business, and we did great, and I met all my expectations that I wanted to complete for my business, and we killed it. And I had a baby. It didn't come out of me, it came out of my wife. That's weird to say. We had a child, and everything's great, and our family's complete now, and you know, life's good. So 2025 was amazing. I know a lot of people were like, 2025, ugh, I'm glad it's gone. I'm like, well, really? Also, I'm kind of a glass half full type of person sometimes, and I think 2025 was a pretty good year. If you stop thinking about all the politics, and you stop thinking about, well, I will say this, 2025 was a terrible year for gaming. We got absolutely hammered by expensive consoles, expensive hardware. That's why I'm making this video in the first place. All right, so let's just do some botting. Train. Where's just dust? What happened to just good old-fashioned dust? I don't like this game at all, I tell you what. Casual. Deathmatch. Where's dust? Dude. Did dust get taken out? Oh, this is gonna be great. Is there any way to get an FPS counter? Well, anyway, this is playing fairly smoothly, so we'll just call it that. I would like to know exactly what the FPS is. Oh God, they're all right there. The bots are really bad. The bots are bad. Totally playable. I don't know what the FPS is because my utility is all swang dangly danged up. I don't see FPS. Got him. Got him. Alright, I'm gonna buy me this. Yeah. Hey, shout out to Bringus. There you go, there's the computer that everybody wanted to see. Should I camp? Got him. Boom. Here's the problem. When games are this fun, I don't even like Counter-Strike, but when games are this fun, you just want to play them, and I don't want to benchmark. That's a big deal. It feels a lot slower than I remember, but 1.6 was kind of a slow game in terms of how fast you ran. I'm unstoppable. How many kills did I get? 9 kills, baby. Totally playable. I mean, it was playable with just the APU. What I'm noticing is like what the dedicated GPU allows you to do is, for one thing, it's a barrier to entry for a lot of old, newer and older games. They won't even launch without a dedicated GPU. So that's one thing to think about. You can't, like, it's not an end-all be-all solution to just buy an APU that's old and try to run it, because it might not even work for every game. You can get a newer APU for sure. I'm sure, you know, those instruction sets are new and there's still supported drivers, so you'll be able to, you know, use those new APUs from AMD. But the old ones, yeah, I think we're kind of coming up to the conclusion here, is that if you're trying to game like this, don't go out of your way to game this way. If it's all you've got, sure, give it a shot, you know? It runs moderately well, and you can play a lot of great games. I mean, you could play basically all the Elder Scrolls games up to Skyrim perfectly fine, it looks like. So I would say that's a major win. What it won't do is play, I mean, you gotta give it some credit because it did play Cyberpunk 2077. So that's pretty impressive in my book. And it didn't absolutely just melt down. We could mess around with the GPU some more and try to squeeze out a little bit more FPS. I just don't think it's necessary. I really don't. I don't think you need to do much more with this thing. It's showing what it can do. And the RX580 can be downclocked, and you can get a lot more efficiency out of it and undervolt it a little bit, because the 580 is just a 480 and the 480 has a lower TDP. So you can make these run a lot better, but I'm not gonna do that. We're not getting in depth with that crap. It just doesn't, it's not needed. So anyway, I think we're gonna end this video there. Yes, you can game on this, should you? If you have it, go ahead and try, but I wouldn't go out of your way to do this. So let's just run the numbers here. I'm not gonna include the case for the price, but the CPU and motherboard combo was $50 shipped to my house, and the RAM. I had the power supply already, and I bought 10 of these 580s, RX 580s for $200. That's unreasonable. You're never gonna find that. That was just a buddy that was getting rid of his mining rig, and I took the risk because I thought if I get like 1 or 2 decent cards out of there, I can do all types of crazy stuff with them. So might see some Batacera stuff, some Linux console stuff in the future. We'll see. It just depends on if people are watching this kind of crap. Anyway, so I would look that you're probably gonna spend around $30 to $50 on one of these RX 580s. So you're already at about $100 for this thing. And then you need keyboard, mouse, hard drives. So there's a lot of support stuff involved with this, and that puts you at around like $200 if you can find a bunch of cheap used junk. So $200, $300, you can get a really good, and I'll show you here. You can get a really good B-Link. I'm not gonna show you, does it have the, okay. Anyway, you can get a really good B-Link, which is an APU, and inside here, it's much faster than that thing. This thing has like 20, I think it has like 30 gigs of, I don't even know how many gigs this thing has. It's got a massive amount of of RAM in here, and it's like the second fastest computer in my house. It's insane. So this is right around the same price as all this crap that you're seeing. So I don't know if I would go this route. I just did this for fun, but this is much cheaper, and it's actually supported, and it's quiet, small, and does everything this does. So whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna leave the video here. Like 2026, it's not all doom and gloom, everybody. You might find something fun, you know, out of all this crazy stuff that's going on in the world. And for those that didn't think that GPUs were gonna start creeping up in cost, well, just gotta put your ear to the ground, you know, just like watch market trends. Everything was going this direction. I know in my own industry, costs are through the roof. So anyway, yeah, long story short, should you do this? Probably not, but it's still fun. And if you put this computer in you know, somewhere else in the house, and it's just for like when you want to play dedicated old games, that's kind of cool. It takes you back in time if you had nostalgic vibes from this hardware. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm gonna edit all this together. Hopefully it comes together in some pretty decent package. I do enjoy making these videos. Didn't make anywhere near as many as I wanted to back in 2025, but it was a crazy year for us. So I'm very blessed to have a little bit of time to do this right now. I guess I'm gonna finish this off with JonTron did nothing wrong.